What is going on? Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I'm your host, Mark Hendrickson, and welcome to the show. If you are brand new to this podcast, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, how to get your life into a better direction, into a direction that you're feeling proud of, that you're feeling good about, that you feel like you're moving in the right direction. And if you're not new to this podcast, if you're a returning listener or viewer, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for supporting the show. No matter what, if you're brand new to this episode or brand new to this podcast, or maybe you've been listening for a long ass time, thank you very much. You are the reason that I do what I do. Happy fucking Monday. I hope your weekend went well, and I hope that you are geared up for Christmas. I hope you're doing good, and I hope that your December is going as planned. If it's not, think about what you could do to change that, because like I said in the last couple episodes, I know the theme this month is basically gearing up for 2023, but think about how you could improve your life and start fucking doing it now, because as that famous saying goes, life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So don't. And moving into 2023, I think it's cool to think back and reflect. I know I was prompted to think about kind of acts of kindness and people who have impacted me and things that I'm thankful for along the way. People that have touched my life in positive ways that I still think about sometimes today. And these are things that I kind of forget about, and they're things that kind of lurk in your subconscious. But today I was thinking back to kind of random acts of kindness or things that kind of touched me, like I said, not in that way, but in a positive way that kind of made me feel thankful or reflective. And I was thinking back, growing up, I had a really fucking tough time in school, in elementary school especially. I know I've told the story before about how when I was a little kid and I spoke up about, being kind of depressed and pretty much questioning the point of life. I wasn't quite suicidal, but I was kind of having an existential crisis in like grade, 4-ish. I really just didn't really see the point in anything that I was doing. I kind of felt like a lot of the things I was doing was redundant, and nobody really appreciated the things, the spark of genius that I thought that I had, the things I saw in myself, I didn't really see value for in the world. I wasn't really interested in reading or doing any fucking schoolwork. As a typical 9-year-old boy, whatever age you are in grade 4 or 5 or whatever, I just wanted to joke around and play with my friends and be accepted and play sports and just run around. And, you couldn't get me to stop talking. And obviously that naturally transitioned into me growing up having a podcast. But I didn't really want to sit down and shut up, which is what you are basically expected to do in elementary school. And as a young boy, that can be very difficult. I know probably women have their own struggles and insecurities growing up. Can't really 100% relate to that, so I can't really speak to it because obviously that's not the experience that I had. But had to burp there. For all the men out there, for all the boys, it's very difficult to be put into a room and basically be told to sit down and shut up, because at that young age, you want to do the exact opposite. You want to run around, you want to move, you want to play, you want to have fun, you want to yell, you want to fucking make jokes, you want to, basically do anything you can do to get your peers to accept you and see you as somewhat of an individual and see you're kind of discovering yourself, you're discovering your personality. Don't really know where I'm going with this, but I had a tough time in elementary school. I had a tough time. And because of this, obviously, a lot of my teachers growing up, both in high school, elementary school, etc., they probably got very frustrated with me. I didn't really like to do the things that they were expecting me to do. I kind of had more time in class where I was basically just trying to have fun than I was trying to do anything else. That was basically the way that I lived my life. And so if I could get a kick out of things, if I could just make a couple jokes, sit in the back of the class, I brought my fucking headphones and I snuck my headphones into class. I'd listen to music. I'd just fucking try and make, that 8 hours of fucking sitting in a fucking room as enjoyable as I possibly could, which ended up getting me, in a lot of trouble a lot of different times. But so grade 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. They were pretty difficult, but I was blessed by this teacher, and I don't think he's ever going to hear this. I don't even know if he's still teaching, but I had this teacher who kind of saw this spark in me, and he, I guess, maybe saw a little bit of himself inside me. And I know how fucked up that sounds, but bear with me. I think that he saw like a bit of his younger self in me, in the sense of just wanting to have fun and play sports and joke around. And, he was a funny ass dude. And a lot of the times he had a lot more patience for me than, even I do for myself today. He was very accepting of me, and a lot of the time he had patience for when I would speak up in class or when I wouldn't do my work. He would kind of try and ask me like, what's going on? Like, he did a lot of things to kind of relate to me. And I never really appreciated it as much as I could have at the time. And so he was the first person, I guess, the first, adult outside of my family that really saw something inside of me and saw like that I, had something to give to the world. And when I had finished grade 4, he even actually requested to my parents and to the school that he could be my teacher again for grade 5. Because I don't know if it was because he didn't really see me succeeding under anybody else, or because no other teacher wanted to deal with me, or whatever it could be. But he actually requested to have me in his class again. And I kind of, again, made a little bit of a class clown of myself. There was a couple times where like I had ruined other people's fucking project. There was a time actually we built like this like plasticine village as part of like an art project. And during one of the classes, I snuck out of like, I think it was like PE or something like that. I snuck back into our classroom and then smashed up everybody's fucking project. And it was really like kind of just an act of disobedience and just kind of the shock value. I wanted everyone to come back and see all of their fucking art mashed up together. Like it was kind of like my art project of destruction. And there was a lot of times where I was a little bit of a fuckhead. But this teacher, like I said, he had the patience to deal with me. He seemed like he was the only person that really had the patience to deal with me and to, kind of accept who I was. That kind of like I was just consistently kind of pushing my limits, just trying to figure out where they were, as all young boys do when they're young and trying to discover themselves. And having somebody, he was like the first adult to kind of have patience for me and to kind of see like, hey, there's something here. Like he doesn't really want to do the work that we give him, but he'll do some things if he sees a point in it, or if he sees that he can get a laugh out of it, or if he can entertain somebody, or if he can, he saw something in me. And when you're a kid and you're just kind of lost and you're not really understanding the world and you don't really know what you're doing or why you're doing it, it can be a powerful thing for an adult to kind of honor the curiosity and the creativity that you have, no matter how it manifests, and just kind of tell you like, hey, I see something in you and you're going to be all right, kid. Like, you're going to do okay. And in hindsight, when I think back to a lot of the teachers that I had, there was so many different types of teachers. And I'm sure you guys have had these experiences as well, where there's teachers that kind of just go there for the 3 fucking month vacation. They go in, they fucking clock in, they fucking sit down in their class, they say whatever fucking things they need to say for the criteria of whatever they need to teach. There's teachers that kind of feel like they have to instill discipline in you, and they fucking will just yell at you. And if you don't listen, you get sat down in the corner facing the wall away from your friends, and you just basically, like, they make your life a living hell. Like, there's tons of different fucking types of teachers that you have. And looking back, he's really one of the only teachers that I vividly remember, trying to make lessons entertaining, trying to make lessons funny. He had in English class, for example, he would put on like an alter ego and he would call it Mr. Moron. And, You'd basically have to write in a way that would explain the complexities of a grade 4, a 9-year-old mind in a very simple way. So it was basically a writing exercise. So you'd have to explain your thoughts and a story or whatever it could be, a lesson, to a moron, to a stupid person. And it taught us how to break down our ideas in a way that anyone would be able to understand them. But it was just, I'll never forget, the way that he added humor to the class, the way that he taught the lesson was in a way that connected with people like me who really didn't understand why we were doing what we were doing. And I think that that's so powerful to be able to reach people where they're at, because like I said, when you have an adult, when you're a kid and you have an adult tell you like, hey, I get it, man. Like, I get this life's fucking hard. You don't really know why you're doing what you're doing. You don't really know who you are yet. You don't really know who your friends truly are. You're just trying to fit in. You're just trying to understand yourself and the world around you. You don't want to be doing 2 + 2 = fucking 4. You want to be trying to figure out the world. And to have someone kind of just say, hey, I understand where you're at, and I see something inside of you that could glow or to sparkle in this world. It's a powerful feeling. It's a powerful message you can give to somebody. To just tell them, and not even with your words, but with your actions, just tell them, it's going to be okay. And you're going to make it. And it's okay to be different. And it's okay to be, who you are. And embrace that as well, because I think that a lot of the times I think about this teacher that impacted me so much, and it's like, dude, this is a guy that was like me, that grew up to try and help other guys like me. He was that guy that thought that school was boring, and he struggled sitting still and expressing himself. And so he wanted to help other kids that were like me, that just wanted to bounce off the walls and talk the entire time, be able to make it through and navigate this weird, fucked up world. And I think that it's such a powerful thing to think back and remember, these people that impact our lives and make us feel like it's okay to be ourselves. It's okay to think the way I think and to feel the way I feel, act the way I act, and understand that there's a place for all of us in this world. And I think that the more powerful message behind that is that we can be that person for somebody else. And you'll never know how your words or your actions or your behaviors will impact those around you, when you interact with those around you. And they might think back to that time that you said that thing or did that thing and think, wow, I can't believe that, this person actually cared for me or heard me and made me feel like it was okay to be me. I think that so many times we wake up with the opportunity to impact somebody's life and we pass it by because, we're sitting on the bus with our headphones on, or we're walking to wherever we need to walk, and we're so encapsulated by the thoughts that we have going on, the problems that we deal with in our lives, the things that are on our mind, that we forget to be present, and we forget about the fact that we can impact people at such a deep level. And so I wanted to kind of share this little life experience with you guys and share this little reflection that I was having today, because I want to remind you of the opportunity that you have. It's fucking Monday morning, or maybe Monday evening, or whenever you're listening to this, but that's when this is going to be dropped. But think about it, especially during this Christmas season or this holiday season, whatever you fucking celebrate. I celebrate Christmas, so Merry fucking Christmas. But especially during this week or this season, think about the opportunities that you have to impact people, and think about the opportunities you have to, create those moments where someone else can think back and reflect on the interaction they had with you and thought, wow, this person changed my perspective. Wow, this person changed my life. This person made me feel accepted. This person made me feel okay. This person made me feel like it's going to be all right. Like I might fucking make it. I might have a chance. and just live accordingly to that, when you interact with those around you. And it might not even be somebody that you know. It might not even, it could be a random fucking person that you interact with. It could be, I'm going to fucking Home Depot later today, and then I'm going to the mall. Like, it could be someone random there. It could be somebody that I interact with. It could be somebody that impacts me today. But if you're so wrapped up in your world of fucking walking around with your headphones on and not interacting with the world around you, then you don't even open up the opportunity. You don't even let yourself have that opportunity. You cut yourself off from the world by being too indulgent in yourself. So this is just a little friendly reminder to open yourself up to the world and open yourself up to the opportunities that lay before you with the interactions that you could have with those around you. The people that you're going to walk by today on your way to fucking work, or the people that you are going to walk by on your way to the gym, or on your way to the mall, or on your way to the fucking bookstore, whatever the fuck you're doing right now. If you're going to the laundromat, you're going to be a fucking coin slinger. You're going to wash some fucking clothes. Maybe it's the person that works there. Maybe it's someone else that's washing their dirty underwear. You could impact their lives in a positive way. So that's all I got for today. Just wanted to share that experience for you. I had this fucking, kick in the ass fucking motivational fucking podcast that I was going to record today. But as I was driving home from grabbing groceries, I was just reflecting on that, teacher that impacted my life. And I thought that would be kind of a more impactful, maybe positive message. And maybe I'll record the other episode later. But that's what I got for today. So happy Monday, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well. I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this podcast, you enjoyed this story, you enjoyed this message, then share with somebody. Share with a friend. It helps the podcast grow, which helps out your boy. And then it helps out your friend that you think might be able to be helped by this message. And if you guys want to help out the podcast and join in the community that we have going on, then reach out to me on Instagram. It's at Risen Fallen. We have the mental health group that we meet up and we do in-person connection. We do every week, basically, on like Saturday or Sunday. On the weekend, we meet up. We do like maybe a hike. We will go skating. We'll fucking go for coffee. We'll just kind of do something cool. And interact with each other, and it creates a little bit of community and connection, and it allows us to have conversations that we wouldn't normally have, especially, for those of us that are a little bit more reclusive or introverted. It allows us to have that community. In the weeks that we don't meet up in person, we just have Zoom calls. We just have open and authentic conversations about what we're going through and kind of how we overcome it, or sometimes you just need somebody to hear you, and that's what this is. And if you want to support that, you can grab the merch. I'm foolishly not wearing it today, but the Risen Fallen merch, we got hoodies, we got tees, and maybe in the new year we got some more shit coming. So that's at risenfallen.com. You can support the group there, and the proceeds from that go towards the cool things we do. So that's all I got for today. Happy fucking Monday. Merry Christmas. Go impact somebody's life in a positive way. See you guys on Thursday. Much love and peace out, you beautiful motherfucking humans. I love you all.